Members of Congress are also talking about the importance of these elections and what it could mean for the future of the nation and our industry. We have more in this week's Cattlemen's Capital Concerns.
This is going to be the most unusual election day anybody has ever seen in America. I don't think you can say with any certainty exactly what's going to happen. Certainly Republicans are going to gain some seats both in the House and in the Senate. The number is really up in the air. There's the opportunity, I think, for Republicans maybe to take control of the House. That's being talked about by all of the pundits and suggested by most of them that that's going to happen. Senate side's a little bit different. The Republicans have a lot more seats to defend this time, and actually 2012 is a better cycle for us. But I do think because of the mood of the country, as we've seen in a number of primaries around the United States over the last several weeks and months, that there's a lot of anger that's directed at Washington right now, and frankly, I think it's for all the right reasons.
Well, first of all, I see Democrats maintaining control of the House of Representatives. I think that we will lose some seats. But I think as we get into this next 6 months period, and we're able to show great contrasts and differentiations, and we really plainly take a look at where we've been, and if we're successful in explaining to the American people that we were handed this. I serve on the Financial Affairs Committee. I was there when the Secretary of the Treasury, Hank Paulson, who was Bush's Secretary of the Treasury, not President Obama's Secretary of the Treasury. Obama was out there trying to become president. So once we are clear in showing the truth so the American people can make an intelligent decision.
Midterm elections. Of course, I have a vested interest in that as the senior Republican on the House Agriculture Committee. Committee ratios, and that's how you determine who's the chairman and who's the ranking member, the leader of the political minority, are determined by the outcome of the general elections every 2 years for all 435 seats in the United States House. I'm a ranking member. I would like to see perhaps my side of the room pick up that 39 or 40 plus seats. That would make me chairman of the Ag Committee. As a farmer rancher from western Oklahoma, a guy with a degree in agricultural economics from Oklahoma State University, some of my most fondest memories of Ag Econ were the policy class under Dr. Ray back in 1981, being the chairman for a farm bill writing process. That's the ultimate accomplishment of an ag economist, and certainly the most important interest of anyone who's involved in production agriculture, or for that matter, cares about rural America, because we're intertwined completely.
I think that what we really need in the next Congress is better bipartisan cooperation. We do get, I think, examples of that in the House Agriculture Committee. It's probably one of the few places in Washington where you see a level of bipartisan cooperation that takes place on a regular basis. And I think that's a credit to the chairman and the ranking member, and the fact that most of us on the House Ag Committee really represent districts that are more focused on getting things done and working in a bipartisan atmosphere.
Well, now I'm a Republican and I'm a conservative and I'm a guy who believes far more than any party affiliation is I believe that we need less government and less spending and more private sector initiatives, and we don't need a nanny state. So I hope that the Congress turns over. We need to have more balance. This is a White House who I think is very antagonistic towards farmers, antagonistic to small business, very pro-lawsuit, pro-big green environmental groups, and we need to do something, I think, to balance it out.
So the midterm elections are exceedingly important from the standpoint of making sure that our constitutional right, the consent of the governed, is heard. And we're right up against it right now in terms of spending, regulations, government overkill, government takeovers, the whole works. And people back home are quite, just to be frank about it, they're damn mad about it, and I don't blame them.
Join the National Cattlemen's Beef Association today to help fight for your rights in Washington, D.C. It's easy to do. Just call us today at 1-866-USA-BEEF or visit us at beefusa.org.